And in the graphic that you have, Brian, there, for the particles that they are entangled, they originally, if you have a spin up and a spin down particle, and they are entangled, and this happens in nature in systems of positronium. For example, an electron and a positive and a positron make a state that is a positronium.
And now what are they, these imbeciles? You see, because they greed and to take Nobel Prizes and doctorates and so this stuff, do you put in an electromagnetic field, you can flow this. You can flow this copper, it flows. You can put this gold piece in and it flows. You can send it any direction, you can rotate it. But now if you are imbecile, you see the electro power plant, it produces the light like this, in this manner. So it is spinning, it is going to be, Maxwell told you, even in a bad manner, Maxwell is false also. If you imagine why, okay, you can imagine why. Light it is, not electricity. Light it is electricity. You store light here in a battery. You do not convert it with a light bulb. It is Occam rays. You pour light here. You see light, all the colors, all the tonalities. You see, and you inscribe light with a laser here. A movie, 4 gigabytes. You pour light here. Sticks. This is a stick. Memory stick 250 gigabytes. I've told you, like 15 days to these 15 days non-stop temporal movies that you watch your light with your eyes. You watch light, okay? So you see there is light, Occam razor. You watch light with your eyes and you suppose an electron. Where? Because you double fill to make the same geometrical patterns. Why you suppose this? So it is light. You describe light, you see light. When you put this in a computer, light flows to it, copies, duplicates. You see the not electrons, electricity. Light flows to it, copy the picture, sends you the computer, and then computer sends this to display, to project them like in projector manner. So now what are this stupid? So what you call the elements exist, but the atom exists. What it is constituting with proton and electrons and neutron, they said, okay? So but if you cannot find the electron anywhere, you cannot find the proton anywhere, you cannot find the neutron anywhere, okay? So but I proved to you that it is light. You cannot see light, but you can see yellow. You see a color of light, you see? So you cannot see the trail. But if I cut a small piece, it is still gold, it is still yellow. The minuscule piece that you can imagine and can be cut at this hour, like a millimeter to the minus 10 to the minus 10 to the minus. Guys, imbecile guys like to talk about that's draconical distances and so when you watch in the deep of a subatomic part, you see light. You see light. I cut this, and if I want to watch it, I watch it with light. You see, I watch it with light. Okay. The same of this. So what is the atom? I see light everywhere. I cut this, I will see red. I will put a microscope, the smallest microscope, and I will cut the smallest piece. I will see it with light. I will see light, you see. But I cannot see the trail. So now when you produce light, it spins like this, because you produce it with electro motor like this. It spins. So if you're wondering if it spins something, it spins in that field, and then you measure the okay. So watch another part and I will explain to you more about this wonderful science that they have.
If you take them apart, or even at the edges of the universe, and you do a measurement that you measured the one, you don't need to measure the other, you know it.
In fact, we have a visual that I'd love to show to give a feel for that, and just to sort of set that up, Daniel, just for language purposes. You know, if we have a particle spinning one way, the language is we say that it's spinning up, and the alternative, if it's spinning the other way, we have it spinning down. And to really appreciate the weirdness of what Maria was just describing with entanglement, in quantum mechanics, you can have this bizarre state where it's kind of a mixture of spinning up and spinning down at the same time. But then if I go measure that single particle, what will I find? Will I find it in a blend of the two? I mean, in fact, do the measurement with me if you actually. So 3, 2, 1, let's measure it. And when we measure it, we find
a particular direction. That's, in a way, the whole essence of quantum mechanics. I mean, when we measure a property, we always get definite answers.
So after you watch that, let me tell you supplementary stuff, okay? So the atom exists, the elements exist, the silver, the oxygen, this kind of thing, but the atoms means undivisible. So now you suppose you divide it in proton, electron. So what it is an atom? It is a proton, electron. But you say, you really believe that inside this rock there are electrons and protons that spin like crazy like this? It is not. It is light. And if I will show to you again with this paper, do you really believe that light has a speed here? So when you make some material, this gold piece spins through the gold piece. Do you really believe that inside this paper spins, light spins, it stays stable, like you are waving inside something, like it's socks or a carpet or something? There are waves like this, and it kept the light stable, like in this battery also. And when you release it, it makes something. That's the entanglement, and when you release it. So you really believe that it spins like this when the same material look like where it was before I was releasing it from the sulfur piece, where it was. So now carbon sulfur piece. So now you are imagining that the light goes through this like this and with around the electrons. So the electrons, everything's moved, nothing is static. You see it in control manner. Burst shows to it that is wave exactly like this, how it burns. So what you are seeing the most finest thing that exists, light, with your eyes. So what it is more fine I burn myself. So what is more finest than light? The electron? No, but even they calculated that. So the proton? No. So where you watch the subatomic levels? Watch electrons with your. So now let me tell you the much more mistakes that we are making. Okay. So now you put a piece like this, a small copper piece, you put in electromagnetic field and you send it, okay? From this, you have an electromagnetic and you display when the scratches on a monitor. In this way, they took doctorates. So it was running on America, you wanted doctorates. So now you're bullshitting your 16 particles, quarks and neutrinos and these particles do not exist any. Even the photon does not exist because it is light. It's not in a point like bullet like matter. It is a field, and it is somehow a four-dimensional field, infinite field, the light, okay? So it's not moving. It is not even moving. It moves when it makes the current and electroshock. Then it gets strong, the light. It has some property that burns and makes electricity, okay? So now what is the problem? Like with this hand, so that problem, if you put the hand like this, you put a spin up, down like this, right? These guys, I believe they are crazy. They are crazy. So this like, so let me clarify something from the quantum mechanics. The double slit experiment. Okay, so watch another part from Brian Greene, and I'll explain to you what is behaves like this. Light. So what?
Before we measure it, the answer is uncertain. That's familiar, of course, of just not knowing an answer. But the rules of quantum mechanics somehow treat that situation differently in an unusual way. It's somehow generalization of the rules of probability logic, so that what we could usually do is imagine that before you measured it, it was either up or down, and you just didn't know, but it really knows.
And that's sort of what we're trying to indicate here. It's truly not up or down. It's truly in some kind of undecided, uncertain combination of these two possibilities.
Okay, if you watch that, I've told you cannot see light. So now I illuminate this. I illuminate here. Let's suppose this is darkness, okay? And you see, you put an object on darkness in front of light. It is going to be illuminated. It is going to be exposed by light. So, but if you put it close, it's going to be exposed by light. And you put it farther, it's going to be exposed by light. But now, now, where is the object? Where is the object? What is the object? Is here. The object is here. But now, when you deal with you see, with pure light like this. When you deal with pure light, so I'm telling you how the spins were made or invented. Let me explain to you how the spin. So watch carefully, okay? So now in double slit experiment, there's two holes like this. But what they are tricking themselves? You see, you have two eyes, and the same object goes to both eyes. So this is the puzzle for them, not knowing that it is light. Okay, you make holes. You make two holes like this. You imagine that light from this goes through both slits. Okay, but now how they are tricking themselves, like with this spin up and down. You see, when you measure it. You can measure it here, entering here, or you can measure it here, but they pretend they can send a bullet like, or counting like photons, individual photons, and if they measure it, it is. Because it is a field and it is not, the light does not go from here, even if it seems to you this, in a laser point like this, it is making something to the light that it already exists, okay? So being a virtual particle, you understand that it makes a duplicate of it itself. So it is not going from being like a bullet, like you imagine like you understand this, you see this object with your both your eyes. So this object is not going like in a classical mechanical, and they don't can control this in their mind. You see, this in a normal classical mechanics goes into your eye, or single eye. They break one eye or this one, okay. But like a virtual image, it goes to both of eyes, both of slits. But what they are taking themselves, you can make 3 slits, 1, 2, 3, slit. A hole, okay, or like this, 4, 5. Why the light can do this? You see, you have the same objects and 5 people, and 5 people in front, and all of them see this object. So it duplicates itself with the entangled properties in the eyes. The eyes have some electricity like this. They are open like a camera. Like a camera, when you do not open a camera to film, it's going to be stupid that the image is going to arrive. You're not filming it, okay? So where is the picture? It is here. But now through entangled manner, it makes a duplicate in your camera, in your eyes, you see? So now it is in both places at once. And non-locality means another thing, you see? You can approach. So this has this location, you will see it, you see? But you can approach and it makes a copy. So approach a camera and you see? So the image is not here, is not here, is not here, is not traveling. It is in the camera. The camera makes a duplicate at the distance through an entangled properties like this. somehow jumps in the camera, you see, not with the speed of light. If you are taking like a vector and see disregard of this vector, you have the real problems, even though they say that because you must add the speeds, okay, but you imagine that is a field all over the place, okay, but it's only when you open the camera it makes a picture. Now you have 2 cameras, 5 cameras, and you film the same object. The same with the sound. You see, a single guy plays the violin, and the 5 people hear the same. You see, the sound does not travel like in a rectilinear manner like this. Throw this in my camera. Okay, the sound goes in the ears of everybody in this chamber. There's a property per volume and go, so it's not going in a rectilinear manner, and it is somehow. If you treat it like a wave, like this shock wave, like the speed of sound, okay, it is somehow the duplicate or small zoom, because you can put it here. It is a small zoom. Let's say that you treat the waves like this, okay, and this is the sound of my voice. This is, this is the way that it looks, you see. But now you realize that this enters. This is, let's say this is this word, okay? It enters this in 5 people ears, like this. This is the word, this, okay? So, but now imagine if you will propagate like this in a ondulatory manner. This is a small zoom. It enters like this, a small zoom enters in ears. So now you might imagine that it's replicating in each point like this. So it's nice, like a virtual. It is propagated on all the chamber, right, per volume, but it is small zoom because you can take a camera also with a small microphone or register. So now you put 10 cameras with microphones, 10 microphones, register the same thing. So now you are understanding that it will hit you, hear the sound. The sound is like this, and it is like you understand in a small particle manner all over the place. And it is not, somehow it's not propagated, so let's say the sound is propagated like this with the speed of a shock wave, like, you see, but the sound is light also. But now imagine that in these waves, so that quantum mechanics spin and a half is like done with this imbecile sinus, cosinus, like this. Like this, but the light describes all the pictures, all the tones, all the colors. See, the light you can copy with light, all the sound, the philharmonic orchestra, put it here, like this, multiple. So you really believe that quantum mechanics like this, so it 2 imbecile like camel handbags? Do you really believe that this is the light? The light has all the possible geometry, describing you all the possible geometries and colors. You see. So you really believe there is this imbecile crest. You see. So this wave is propagated like this. The light propagates like this. Does not. I'm telling you, does not have a spin in this. I burned this paper again to show to you. There is light inside. So now you must imagine that the light makes a duplicate. Like, let's say that this is this picture, like this. This picture, but it's exactly this picture, does not travel through to your camera. It makes a duplicate copy through an entanglement, like 2 men have a spring, like, and it vibrates. This vibrates the camera in the right manner, and it jumps there because the field is all over the place, and the virtual particle is like in. You see, so now you understand. Like it is a particle of light here, and this particle must be copied, okay? You see, this is like probability. This is the probability, because in probability you can make different waves, like this, different waves with different colors, like this, a blue one, a green one. So watch another part from Brian Green. I'll explain to you more.
And only upon a measurement, which again we can do right here, do we disambiguate and get one particular spin. Now what Marie was talking about, and Joe, we can just take a look at it. If we are now looking at 2 of these guys, And these could be, you know, at opposite ends of the universe or something. And now if I go over, and again, if I say measure, I'm going to do the particle on the left. So I'm not going to look at the particle on the right. And according to Maria, if I do that 3, 2, 1, I only do the measurement on the left. Somehow, what's happened there on the right?
So this is when Einstein called spooky action at a distance, because if you measure one down, the other one will always be up. And if you measure the other one up, the other one will always be down. And that's the entanglement. It's that they're somehow sharing some information about their spins in a way that no matter how far apart they are, once they're entangled, they remember this relationship.
So now you see, what is the probability you put a green one, you see like this, but I've told you it's not like a sinus cosinus ondulation or simple matter. Let's say 4, you see like this, but and different quantities. This is the probability. This is the probability. I'll explain to you. Now you have the camera that wants to film this. It is made with light. The colors are made with light. The paper is made with light. It's made. This is a light, a macro light, a manifestation in an object, a macro light. So now you have these 3 photons. How do you understand? 4 photons. You see, a pink one, black one. Black is color. You can observe it in the spectrum of stellars. It's not. It is a color. Black is a color. Look, it is a color. Okay, you can see it on a display. So one blue one, green one, brown one pink, like pink, not pink. How do you say this? Okay, purple rain. Okay, black one. Okay, so now you understand the probability like this. There's a photon. This photon is blank. So, but and where is this? It is, these are located where you transmit them. They are located. But now, why should it make a photocopy of this here? It is not a sensor to photocopy it. You see, understand? So now, until you have a sensor capable of put it like in a mirror or something, does not makes any copy. You believe that it shines light and goes. Light is like rejecting, like in how you are saying, like this, like this, and rejects, and all the lights, like you see, is not like this, because if nobody watches it, why should make a copy here? But a photon is like this receiver. A receiver, it is like only capable to receive this. But a receiver is this blank, but this blank can copy this one, and then copy this one, and this is the probability. This is they copy this one and copy this one. You see, like you understand. So now, what is the probability of being like a green or blue, or what is the probability? You see, it's not until you receive this. When we receive it, it receives a definite. Okay, so when you treat light, and because there's a virtual field, you see, you have these problems. And now you understand that these same objects can be filmed by 2 cameras. By 2 cameras, you take the angles in consideration, but and you trick yourself, but it's the same object made with light. Okay, so it is not traveling like this. If you go like this to the camera, this camera will not have what to film. Okay, so it is the field is resonating, and you until you open the camera. So this is going through my both eyes, through this one, it is the same object. You see, and if you have another man here through 4 eyes. And so on and so forth. And you will now imagine that it goes on this kind of wave, like ondulatory wave, in a water wave. When you break the water surface with this rock, okay? So now you imagine that the source is vibrating like this, and there's a water field static like a light field. It's charged somehow. The supplementary light does not have even energy. Like it must make something. Okay, so this is how they are taking the soul. The sensor receives like a reverse image of the or this, but you understand now. But if you vibrate it and you make like this light on your center power plant, it's going to go like this, like Maxwell says, you see. So in a Maxwell problem, you see, you have a now wire and you put the your central power plant, hydro central power plant, you put the light to make like this on your turbine. Okay, you spin the turbine and then you pretend that you receive it is going to be you know the speed of rotation of the turbine, you know that, and then you pretend if you have a cable like this, it will flow like with the handle like this, and it'll flow, you see, and you predict that it's going to be some magnetic field. Okay, magnetism, it is light also. So now you can push this through multiple slits, if you understand. You can film this the same man with 1,000 cameras on shot. It goes not double slit, multiple slits, okay, multiple slits. So now if you resonate it like this, you are wondering, saying up and down, up and down, up and down, up and so this is the tricks, my friends. I told you. So the materials are made with gold, but escapes at this hour how? But I'm telling you, the gold is made with light. I'm telling you, the materials are made with light. The gold is made with light. The silver is made with light. You see it with light. The smallest piece that you can see it, you see it with light. You see. So what is the atom? It's the element, and the element gives you a certain color like this, like this. You see, like this reddish like emission, like this copper. Okay, you identify that is some energy, some tonalities like this of light, some tonalities, and the big part, the like gravity, it flows. You can have a cable, a copper cable or aluminum cable, 220 volts. It goes the same, and the same voltage, the same. There's some that's why gravity grabs the same. And it's okay. It is a light field. It is disconnected and connected on some hooks. And okay, so but this field of light is produced. Our galaxy is a sphere like this, and produces at the border of our galaxy in the clouds, exactly water clouds, light. And the light flows everywhere, ignites the sun, spins the planet, makes the gravity, makes the possibility of seeing the stars. You see them, the Orion constellation, exactly the entangled states. The 4 men see the constellation Orion. It's telling you that it's not traveling, it's made a resonance from close. So the Orion is close. You see, this is stars. This black stuff is clouds. You see them fog here. It is really fog made with water, believe it or not. And the clouds are similar to our Earth, and the electromagnetic field is similar to electromagnetic field of ours. Contains even oxygen, and the stars are put there, plug, alimentated. Okay, and believe it or not, they were made at once. Our galaxy was ignited at once. It was an electric field of low intensity of light ignited, and then a second time ignited strong like more electrical light, and then the second ignited the stars all at once. These galaxies, these stars were ignited at once. They are on a wall plugged like the sun is plugged, and the same day the sun was ignited. You cannot light the light in an instant. You see, in an instant. You cannot increment the light. You see, when you have some voltage, you produce light. 12 volts, the light bulb for 12 volts. You unite it at once. 220 volts, light bulb, 20 or 220 volts, LED or something. When you accomplish the condition, the light is going to be ignited. So you see, this is stars, it's fog. You see, it's fog in real time. This is real time. This does not have a billion years ago. It is an like we see the universe. This galaxy of ours is Milky Way galaxy, is the single galaxy, real galaxy, because these galaxies are stars. Our galaxy is not the universe. That's why in the Bible says the skies and earth, and we can go here. And I'm telling you where I've told you wrong, where I'm telling you wrong. To admit this even at this hour, this that you do not see anywhere the electron and the proton, only in the textbooks, okay? And this false formula, they are stealing from Russia and from America gases. They invented that equation, chemical equation, carbon, hydrogen, 4 double connection. What connection? In minus and positive valences of electrons that do not exist. What? And they steal the from the ground, and they are selling what the price they want. The Russian and okay, who has gases, and they're taking you that carbon for hydrogen. All the connections are made with light. And it is the fire produces almost all the gases. This produce two big fields and two matters, light and fire. Fire somehow is the proton, and the light makes waves and puts some energy, some intellect on fire, and creates the materials. Okay, so we can go here. This is real fog. It seems, and this is like a Christmas tree installation. The stars are not like our sun. Few of them are big. Many of them are smaller than the sun. Gravity is not attraction, it is light. You can attract with light, you can reject with light, you can do many things. And these small distances between stars prove to you that it is not due to mass. Gravity is not related with mass, and we can go here, believe it or not. We can go here. So this is what I've told you. This is a simple stuff in clouds. And then look, in clouds of matter, and they are not producing anymore. So even they can be extinguished, reignited. But what produced the material that is a star-like material was produced where the Bible says at once with all the galaxy. Or in a cloud of water was split in half with an electric energy, light, low level light was ignited. Then a second wave ignited all the stars at once. And in the Bible says that it was made after the plants, to understand that it speaks like in an ordered manner, to understand that the stars are more complex than the plants. So they have regenerative states, they are duplicating themselves, they can divide themselves, and they are more complex than you are believing. They do not make any fusion and things like this. These things are light, okay? Are light. The uranium is a piece like this, radiates light that it absorbs from the surrounding background. On mass, on capacity per volume, okay, but not from inside. From the neutrons exploding atomic bombs with atoms with element atoms. so the extract light can extinguish. A star can be extinguished. Some zones can be ignited again. Okay, it can divide itself, a star, and still functioning. Like imagine it like and you divide it and it's still functioning. Okay, they can divide it, but the material was created when God was saying at the beginning, all our galaxy, the skies and earth. That's why this universe that is not mentioning in the Bible. Skies and earth, okay? So this is the video, big video. I'm telling you, you can go here, and if you like this planet enough, man, with protons, electrons, 16 particles, neutrinos, anti-boson, you realize that they took money they steal from European Union. I'm from European Union also, okay? And so maybe some interest to tell you, okay, that guys were lying, the governments. You see what courage they have. The boson does not exist. Any of these particles, matter is made with light, and the electron does not exist, okay? If you want to be light still, maybe you understood how all of this, okay? Subscribe if you want. I'm telling you, I made my duty to tell you, okay, this gold piece, it is an element, not an atom, and it's made with light, and we do not know how it can be kept stable. You can melt it, okay, if you can destroy the gold piece, to decompose it in pure light and fire. I mean, we do not know at this hour if it is possible. Okay, this. Okay, goodbye. God bless. Subscribe if you want. I'm telling you, we can go to the stars. If you want to be tricked with this, okay, it is your job to trick the planet. My job is to tell the truth. Okay, goodbye.